Welcome back. Welcome back to the WineDown. Welcome to Friday. Okay. I know you thought you wasn't gonna make it to this day because my God, the beginning of the week was a wreck, right? Sunday, you got yourself prepared for the week, dreading the next day because who loves a Monday? Not I. Okay. Got up on Monday morning, went to work, did whatever it was you had to do, handle whatever business it was you had to handle on a Monday morning. Okay. Fought through traffic, but somehow you made it to the end of the day. Glory. And boom, Tuesday comes, Wednesday, and then Thursday. Right? Thursday is like kind of like the best day of the week because it's Friday Junior. It's Friday Eve. We know that Friday is around the corner. In 24 hours, I'm going to be in freedom. 24 hours plus 8 of work, maybe depending on if you're working from home. You know, it's maybe 8, maybe like 4. It depends on what you're doing all day, right? So you might be making it to the end of the day. Your end of the day might be a different time than mine. And that's all right. But the point of it is you made it to Friday. You made it here. You made it to the WineDown. So we welcome you. Okay. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, and hit the little notification dinger, ringer, bell, all that joint. Okay. All that other stuff you do on your favorite YouTube channel, do it over here with me. Make me a part of your favorite YouTube clique. Okay. Your favorite YouTube group, your favorite subscribers, all that. Your favorite subscriptions. Make me a part of that. Make the WineDown a part of that. Okay. Because we here every Friday. We're going to try to be because we working on consistency in 2021. Okay. So without further ado, let's jump right on into it. So we have Apothic Red here again. Okay. Yes. We met Apothic Red in season 1. I met Apothic Red through Retta, who is an actress, and she's absolutely amazing. Absolutely love her. So Apothic Red is inspired by the Apotheca, a mysterious place where some of the earliest wine was blended and stored. Apothic Red is a bold red blend crafted with intrigue. Okay, that's just what some of the bottle says. I think this bottle was like $13, maybe. Not very expensive. 2018. Fancy, yes. 2018. F class. So yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and pour it up, okay? Yes, I got the party started without y'all. I had already drank a little bit of the bottle. Oops. We're not gonna pour a full glass today, and that's okay. Oh, that's delicious. It is chilled. Retta makes her Sangretta with Apothic Red, which at some point here in this season or this run, we are going to make the Sangretta. It looked absolutely amazing. I follow her on Instagram, and it looked absolutely amazing. So I think that we should raise our glass to Retta. That's who I'm going to raise my glass to in this episode. Raise your glass with me. She's the co-star. She's an actress and a model. And she is the co-star of Good Girls. She is the co-star of Parks and Rec. She was in Curb Your Enthusiasm. She's a stand-up comedian. She's a host. She's been, a few things here and there, but absolutely amazing personality, absolutely great human. She stands up for her people, who is my people. Okay, we're going to get into that a little later. So let's raise our glass to Retta. Retta, we raise our glass to you. We thank you for your work in the arts. We thank you for your comedy. Take 2 sips to Retta because she really likes it. She orders it by the case, and I think it's amazing. Anyway, so let's get into today's topics, okay? First topic is I want to talk to you guys about me. Me. Selfish me. If I sound like Kev on Stage sometimes or somebody in his crew, it's because I consume a lot of Kev on Stage content. Okay, I have the app. I follow him on YouTube. Follow That Chick Angel. Follow To Hear More. Follow Tony Baker. Keon Poley. Who else? I follow pretty much all of his people. Miss Kev on Stage. I even watch the kids. I watch their podcast. I wouldn't say I'm obsessed, but it sounds that way. But I'm just a super fan. I'm a huge fan, a huge supporter. So sometimes my antics are things my enthusiasm may come out and sound like his. So for that, I apologize. We will, deviate at some point. Um, so about me, right? I know if you've been following, you remember the first episode from the first season, and where I told you guys, I'm big. Sometimes I feel like I'm big as a house, and sometimes I am big as a house. But my whole life, I have battled with my weight. I do not have hypothyroid or anything like that would cause me to have to fight against my weight. I just like to eat. I like food a lot. And I haven't contributed my eating habits to anything negative. And I think that's the part that I struggle with. But I also like healthy food. I really enjoy healthy food. I like to exercise. I like to run. I like to, box. I like to do all that stuff. However, I struggle with consistency. Say it with me. Consistency. Okay? It's a struggle for me. If I'm doing great, 3 out of 5 days, then I think in my mind, it is embedded in my mind that I have done enough, and that is okay. But that's not true. It's not true. If you are not going the full 5 days, then you haven't done enough. It's okay to say, I need to do more. It's okay to get up and actually do more. And that's the part that I struggle with the most. Is like right now I'm doing this 150 squat challenge. I am on now day 5. It's 150 squats every single day for the whole entire month of January. And it's been a struggle. I'm on day 5. I skipped 1 day so far, so that's like really great. I think sometimes I can be really determined, and then there are other times where I'm like, most of the time, where I'm like, this ain't it. Yeah, it felt good. It sounds good. I really do want to lose weight. I really do. I want to say at one time in my life that I was physically fit on the outside and on the inside, because on the inside I am actually healthy. I'm obese, but I'm healthy. But I've struggled with consistency pretty much since I started being able to make my own decisions. Now, when I was a kid and I wasn't able to make my own decisions, and I had no other choice but to play football because I was a big kid, so all bigger black kids have to play football or some type of a sport, and I had no other choice but to get up and go to football practice. I had no other choice but to get up and go to the games on Saturdays because I wasn't the one paying for it, so I had to do what the person who was paying for it said. So my consistency was always on point. Always. I was always going, I was always doing. And that was great at the time. But then once I got old enough to make my own decisions, and the only thing that I was consistent with, and have been consistent with since then, is work. That's the only thing. And sometimes I like to call in. I'll take a few breaks here and there. I don't take a whole lot of vacations because we in a panorama. But I do like to call in, okay? My week get rough. I can't quite make it to Friday. I'm calling in. I need a day or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay, maybe not that much. That's a little overboard. But I do like to take a day sometimes. And that is the only thing that I have been consistent with since I have been old enough to make my own decisions. But I am not a quitter. I do not give up. I don't believe in those things. I am very much a fighter, both literally and figuratively. And I don't stop. I don't end the fight, So in that, I am not going to quit attempting to lose weight. I am not. My goal is 250 pounds. I will be very candid with you. Right now, I am 347 pounds. My goal is 250. I want to see my neck again. Okay? I want this and these to be detached. I want them to be not detached because they do need to be together, but I'm all head and shoulders. No neck. Okay? I want a neck. Right? So that's the plan, 2021, it's always the plan. It's always my New Year's resolution or whatever. I haven't made it in quite some time because it's been an ongoing fight. During the summer, I actively ran 4 miles every single day. I went to our local park and I ran 4 miles every single day without fail. And now what happened was my sciatica kicked in and it flared up really, really bad. And I wasn't able to run. It flared up on Father's Day, actually. I woke up that Sunday morning and I could not move my legs. I attempted to get out of bed to go use the bathroom and I fell to the ground. I had to roll over on my stomach from my back in order to get up. And even then I was really hunched over. Shout out to sea moss powder for getting me out of that rut and making me feel better. I'm not a hippie, as some of us would call it, or I am not a complete holistic believer. Yes, some of those things do work, and sea moss powder is one of those things that works very, 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 very well. I use Dr. Sebi's sea moss powder. He calls it bromide powder. It works immensely. I love the product. This is not a paid advertisement at all. I love the product because it works for me. However, they do encourage you, if you're using it, to have a vegan diet, a raw vegan diet. And so I did try that for a while. I think it was like 6 months. I was vegan. I was vegan-ish. That's what I was. I was kind of vegan. I was a little vegan, because I still would throw a piece of cheese on my little black bean burger, or, my bread wouldn't be completely vegan or whatever the case was. So I had my issues, yes, but I did it, and that's what is important. So now here I am at 347 pounds, and I don't want to be here anymore. So now my attempt is this squat challenge. After this squat challenge, I challenge myself. I didn't get it from anywhere. I challenge myself. At the end of every week in January, should have reached 1,000 squats. So after that, I will attempt to do what is called a hard 75, I believe, which is 75 days straight of a very strict diet, a very strict workout plan, 45 minutes twice a day, which is 90 minutes whole. One of those workouts should be outside. I live in Missouri. If you know anything about Missouri, it's cold out there. There's no tropical weather during this time. Okay? It's cold out there. I won't be going outside. However, I will still do 2-a-days. If you know about 2-a-days, it's just 2 workouts a day. 45 minutes, 2 workouts a day. Bet. And you're supposed to read a nonfiction entrepreneurial book for at least 10 minutes each day. So I'm looking for that book now. If you have any suggestions, put it down below, down there in the comment section. I will get to it. I will, I'll look into it. If it's something that sounds interesting, I'll read it. Yes, it's still Christmas at my house. Mind your business. Mind the business that pays you. Okay? Yes, it's still Christmas up in here. It won't not be Christmas till I'm ready for it to not be Christmas. Also, speaking of my house, we are moving to a new venue soon. AKA, I have some decorations I'm going to put up. No, they're not more Christmas decorations. But I do have some decorations I'm going to put up, and we are going to turn this whole entire thing into a vineyard. Okay? It's going to be bananas, and I can't wait. So here pretty soon, when I welcome you into, maybe I'll say the 3rd Friday, I won't put a date on it. Soon, I'll be welcoming you, because my tongue is heavy. I'll be welcoming you into the WineDown Vineyard, okay? And that's what's gonna happen soon. So now that we've talked about me and all of my inconsistencies and all that stuff, all that spiel, let's talk about these white folks storming the Capitol. Let's talk about it, okay? Because listen, I think it's a bunch of foolishness. I think if it was me, a 6'1.5" black man, 300 plus pounds, storming a building, a federal building, for my actual rights, for the actual right not to be shot down and murdered in my own blood by the people who are supposed to protect me. Oops. I think that in that moment, I would be considered a thug. I would be considered a terrorist. I would be considered the scum of the earth by the news outlets, social media, white people, white America, okay, would deem me a criminal. But no, not when it's white people crying about the election that they lost, rightfully, legally lost. The person that they didn't want to win won, and they decided to storm a federal building. Not only did they make that decision, they were encouraged by their commander-in-chief. Okay, so much so that this man has a warrant. Get this. The president of the United States currently, okay, has a warrant out for his arrest in Iraq. A warrant out for his arrest. I hope they catch him. Call me, Iraq. I know where he at. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C., United States of America. Run on over there and get him. He ain't doing nothing. He hopefully packing up. Okay? Hopefully he packing it in, folding it up, getting it up out of there. Okay? Malinky and them already packed theirs up and moved on out. Okay? She took what was hers and went on back to the penthouse at Dump Towers. And this ain't even to crap all over the president or whatever. I do think he's trash, don't get me wrong. I do think that he should be crapped on. I do think that he should continue to be ridiculed because he's made this country look like a bunch of fools. He's made a mockery of the presidency. Excuse me, the wine guys. I think he's made a mockery of this country. But in all of this malarkey and all of the storming the Capitol and all of this foolishness, the retaliation that they received from the security, the people doing their jobs, had them flabbergasted. They couldn't believe that, oh my God, they have the right to fight back. They have the audacity, the unmitigated gall to actually stop me, a tax-paying white citizen of America. Okay? They got the nerve to stop me and I pay my taxes. And this is not to compare and contrast, but my God, guys, when we do it for an actual reason that makes sense, like being treated like humans in this country, we're shot and killed. Tear gas is thrown at us. We're maced. We are met with deadly force for no reason. When it is constitutional for us to protest. Read your Constitution, people. Look it up, read it. It is constitutional for us to protest for rights in this country, peacefully. But what they did was not a protest. They formed a mob and completed a terrorist attack. And not one news outlet has called them a terrorist. Not one. Not CNN, not Fox. None of them. Nobody's called them terrorists. But Black Lives Matter has been considered a terrorist group. Has been spoken as a terrorist group by news outlets, by national news outlets. There are news anchors who have sat behind their desk and considered the Black Lives Matter movement terrorist groups. A terrorist group, excuse me. when in fact we have not murdered anyone. Yes, I consider myself a part of Black Lives Matter because I'm a black life and I matter. I got black kids, they matter. And we have been considered a terrorist group. However, the Ku Klux Klan, who's been around since, I don't know what, 1930? Probably even later? Somebody correct me in the comments. Has never once been on a terrorist threat list. Sorry. The wine is getting to me. Has never once been on a terrorist threat list. Has never been considered a terrorist group. When they have actually, actively murdered people for things they cannot change and things that they cannot create about themselves. It don't come off. It don't come off. I can't do nothing about this. I love it. And you love it too. That's why you hate yourself so much for it. Because you love it. And you wish you had it, but you don't. And hey, I have white friends. Love your white friends. However, my white friends stand in my corner. They stand against white supremacy. They actively understand that they have privileges in this country that I will never have as a black man. I'll never have the privilege of being pulled over and not fearing for my life. I'll never have the privilege of carrying a gun in an open carry state without fearing for my life, because I am not a white man and I cannot do those things. Okay? So I think that they should all be prisoned. I feel no remorse and no sorrow for the people who were murdered. The people who were killed justifiably. I have no sorrow for them because you had no business going to that building for such an ignorant reason. Okay? If your reason made sense, then I could probably stand behind you because, injustice is injustice. But there was no injustice in this situation. You woke up and decided, I'm going to go with all my good old buddies and storm the Capitol. And we're going to tear up things, and we're smeared feces on the walls of the Capitol, guys. My God, today, how gross do you have to be? How low down and dirty do you have to be to smear feces, to poop in your hand, probably? And you call us monkeys. That's something monkeys do. So, I think you all belong in prison, and that's where I stand on the issue. If anybody was wondering, if anybody cares, that's where I stand on the issue. So, that concludes this Friday's episode of the WineDown. You made it to Friday. Hey, you made it to Friday. You made it to Friday. Hey, you made it to Friday. And you got to wind down with me. Although this wasn't the most relaxing of episodes, I wish that it was. Unfortunately, it wasn't, because we got to talk about some serious stuff sometime on this show. Okay? Sometimes I got to bring it to you real raw and uncut. And I don't mind. But what I will say is, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and hit your little notification dinker, your little notification button, your little notification bell, whatever you call it. Okay? Go on and tap on it. And make me a part of your Friday every Friday if I'm here. Because consistency is key. So we're working on consistency. Y'all have a blessed weekend, a blessed Friday. Be great and prosper. Do great things. Love on somebody. Hug on somebody. Do something for somebody that can't do for themselves. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next Friday.